Warning. This program is intended for adults of legal drinking age. Whiskey is consumed and discussed. The intent is to educate our palates on the differences of whiskey flavors and not an intent to get drunk. Please drink responsibly.
Oh, I like that warning.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to I Fucking Love Whiskey. I'm Andrew Pearce, and I fucking love whiskey. And as always, I'm joined here with my co-host, Mr. Joseph Limbaugh.
It's me. I'm Joseph Limbaugh. I fucking love whiskey. Our wonderful guest today is Tanya DePass. Here she is. And yeah, we're excited to have her and drink some whiskeys. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited. I got all this great fucking whiskey. I get to hang out with you again, Joseph, and to meet Andrew, virtually at least.
Yeah, the last time I saw you was at Gen Con, so.
Yeah.
For those that are new here, every 15 minutes, we're going to go taste a different whiskey. If you want to go on to any of our Instagrams, you'll see the list of whiskey we're going to taste. Oh, actually, you know what? You can see it in the corner there.
It's in the corner.
So you're fine. That other corner. That corner. I'm just like,
it's right under me.
Yeah, right. You can see it. Oh, why am I telling you? Your eyes are going on the screen right now, going like, I don't need to be told how to go find it. Hey, all the other stuff aside, what we do is we drink and we chat. So let's start that process right now by going to the Glen Denny. Here's an independent bottler called Glen Denny, and they've gotten a cask from Craigellachie and put it in a bunch of bottles. And then we're going to taste it. So Craigellachie is Dewars. So if you've got a Dewars, they're the people that make that blend. And they're located in a town called Craigellachie. What a surprise. Here we go.
Ooh,
Now
that's
this
fruity.
is the part where I show how much I don't know about whiskey, even though I like to drink it.
You know as much as you need to know, is our opinion. We like to no, we want to know what it makes you think of. We want to know what you smell. There's no right or wrong answers here.
It smells I don't want to say like paint because that's not accurate, but it's sharp.
It does kind of have like a freshly opened paint can smell, though.
Yeah, kind of latex paint.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. I thought maybe it was me.
No. Yeah, it smells kind of fruity to me too. Like a
fruit smell.
Like a fruit basket.
No, it's that latex, but not in a like a I feel like I'll be drinking paint if I drink it. Just kind of a that's an interesting smell.
I mean, I feel like I get a lot of smells from whiskey that are like, you know, kerosene or paint or, you know,
questionable things.
Yeah, but I like them generally, you know.
Yeah, although it is smooth. It's smoother than I expected it. It's smoother than I expected because of the smell.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if I've told anybody, but I fucking love whiskey.
Really? We couldn't tell.
It's so good.
Oh my favorite nose is, once again, like after you take your first sip and then you smell it. I feel like it always opens up a bit for me, but
yeah. That's good. Like I said, based on that initial whiff, I would have expected it to taste as pungent as it kind of smells. No, it's nice and smooth. It isn't burning. It's like staying on the tongue a bit.
Yeah, there's a good finish. It does have a little bit of heat to it, but like I guess what I would expect for 46%, or maybe like less than I would expect for 46%, you know.
Although I am curious, what does the Speyside mean after the percent on the bottle?
That's the region. There's 5 main Scotch whiskey regions, and Speyside is one. The Spey River is one of the main tributaries going north in Scotland, and all the rivers that feed into it are considered the Spey region.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's Highland, Lowland, Speyside, Islay, and
Campbelltown.
Yeah, Campbelltown.
Although some people are starting to call the Highland Islands the islands, so they're trying to, I think, you know,
trying to create their own region.
Yeah, Ledaig and that other one, Talisker and Orkney and those folks.
Good old Talisker.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Tanya, what was your first experience with Scotch? When did you first come, or whiskey in general?
Probably, well, the night I turned 21, because of course I overindulged.
And of course not before.
I indulged well before 21, but not with whiskey.
I see. Okay.
I did not have the palate or friends that could get me whiskey before 21. But 21st birthday, and then like as I got older, and actually got a chance to travel a bit because I didn't go to college till I was much older, and I did my year abroad in Japan, so I got a lot of Japanese whiskey under my belt during that year.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, like early 20s, and it was a lot of you'll like this, without really explaining like what I should be tasting for. Just a lot of here's a thing that I think you'll like, and of course my I guess unrefined palate for whiskey at that point was like, why did you give me a glass of paint then, or what is this?
It can be a shock.
Yeah, because I mean, growing up, whiskey or drinking wise was mostly like beer, cheap wine. It's still beer and cheap wine, but I've grown to appreciate fine spirits. So.
Yeah, I drank a lot of wine coolers when I was before I became of age, and it's like I try to, if I sip one now, it's like this is like soda pop, like it's so sugary, you know.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is
wild turkey. Sorry, go ahead, Tony.
I found some wild turkey that was grape flavor today.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I believe you. I 100% believe you.
Was. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was wild Irish rose, but it was grape flavored.
Okay.
Still, that'd be a hard pass for me.
Apparently, there's like peanut butter whiskey that's supposed to be really good.
I tried it. I did not like it. It was.
Really?
It was. Yeah, friends swore by it. Said if you mix it with Coke, it tasted like peanut butter candy, and I was like, I hate you. No, I hate this.
It's Screwball. Yeah, that's the name. It's Screwball. It's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried it. It was no. No. I was like, this is disgusting.
I think I'd be with you. I like my whiskey just like neat. I don't want anything to touch it. The distiller knew what they were doing. I want to see it in the glass.
Well, especially if it's Scotch, it's like someone chose this and then bottled it. Like they decided, oh, this is done or whatever.
Yeah, tipsy asparagus. You are 100% correct. On its own, I would never touch it. And even just opening the bottle, I was just like, I like peanut butter. I don't like whatever this is.
Right?
Yeah, I have a friend who drinks it just out of the bottle.
Oh, that's disgusting. Sorry to your friend, but that's disgusting.
I like unfiltered opinions. I think they're refreshing.
I think they deserve that.
I mean, I might as well just liquefy peanut butter and drink it. Ugh. But I'm lucky in that I live in Chicago and Craigellachie Distillery is here. And they do tours, they do tastings, they do flights now that it's moderately safer to go, and they've opened up like their tasting area. But they have a lot of really good ryes. They've got some flavored liqueurs as well. They had a pink rye that I really like.
Someone from Chicago got us to try some Malort at the end of last season.
Yeah, we forgave them.
Yeah,
I was like, you still talk to them? So
we eventually forgave them. Eventually,
yeah.
I actually like Malort. I'm one of the few people. So I drank because everyone's like, oh, you're gonna hate it. Here's just like.
Well, you're from Chicago, though, right? I mean,
right, but I've lived here my whole life, but it wasn't until like 8 years ago that I had Malort.
Right.
And
it just came back on you now.
No, that was just like a little the pre-game, and then the one we just tried. It was like, I don't know if I like each other. But I tried it, and like I took the shot, and I was like, okay, and they just all kept looking at me like waiting for like disgusted cat face or I hate it, and they're like, so you don't like it? I was like, it's no weirder than some of the other stuff I've drank over my X number of years. And actually, when we wrapped filming the documentary that I'm in, we celebrated by having shots of Malort because a lot of people like from LA and around the country, they'd never had it.
They needed to be punished. Yeah.
And the bartender was like, oh, wait, who knows when you'll come back to Chicago? Everybody does a round of Malort. And I drank mine and just kept sitting there. And everyone else is just like making this horrified face.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the horrified face group. It was
we were both.
It was one of the worst things I've ever put in my mouth.
It's pretty close, almost as bad as that Chinese liquor that we had that was not on the show. All right. Hey, we're doing fine, Prez reviews. Hope you are too.
Pez reviews.
Oh, Pez. He's the Prez of Pez reviews, or she. I don't know. Or they. I don't know.
Hey, did you know there's an extension that can tell you that?
We gotta get some extensions.
I know nothing.
We gotta upgrade our extension game.
Yep.
We've been called out. It's fair.
No, it's I will grab the link from my chat because I think my bot's running. I don't know. But there is a way to add pronouns to Twitch.
Oh,
makes sense.
Of course, it's not native, but I will just throw this. I will put the whole link in chat, but in the backstage, that is my command if you would like to steal it.
Thank you. Thanks for that, Tanya.
We'll look at that for next time because I'm not going to try and do tech support while I'm drinking whiskey.
Oh no, not at all.
You should barely do it while you're not drinking whiskey. To be honest,
that's also true.
But yes, if folks want that are not already using this, because my folks that came over all have this happening. Mine is not showing up. I have to fix it. I don't know why it's not showing up.
This also smells like wood to me. Like it smells like freshly stained wood or like a deck that's just been laid out.
Yeah, I kind of got that oiled mahogany in the finish, which is strange because it's so
light.
There's a question about your shirt, Andrew.
I customized it. It's all good.
It has been modified, yeah.
I've been trying to spread the good word of Canva here, Brian. So
My goodness, this stuff is good. Oh.
It is. I like it.
I love these. It's always a risk when you have these independent bottlers that just like buy a cask and put it in 280 whatever bottles. You just don't know. You don't know. But you hope that they pick a good cask. And this one, I like this refill hogshead.
Oh, it looks like, I mean, it's almost empty. So clearly
I liked it. And this is probably the second bottle because it was super cheap at K&L. So
yeah,
but it was like a couple of years back. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's always tricky when you get something like that at K&L because it's like, or any independent bottler at a liquor store, because it's like, is it going to be good? And then if it is good, people find out really quick and they buy it all.
It's all gone. Yeah.
What's K&L?
It's a liquor store here in California. They've got 2 locations up in the Bay Area, one here, and the best prices. And he does all these trips over to Scotland and finds great stuff there, goes on these Kentucky, the Bourbon Trail trips and finds great stuff there. And he gets it at a reasonable price. So yeah, David OG, shout out.
Nice.
Yeah, a wild turkey showdown is going on this evening.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
What are you drinking if you're joining us in the chat?
Yeah. Who else is doing something?
Hezarview says I prefer Isla. We do like Isla. We have a lot of Isla.
Love Isla
here. I'm really liking a lot of like Highland peats. I think we have one maybe today. We have like a Highland peat as well.
Well, we have Ledaig. So it's an island, but it's not Isla.
Right. But it's technically an island, right?
It's a peated Highland, yeah. Your favorite? This true.
Till they spin off their own region, which they're trying to do.
It seems like that. We got 2 minutes left on this. Any other tasting notes?
No, it's mild. I don't feel like a burn or anything from it. This is one I could easily see kind of sitting around post dinner with, or if I had it with dinner, I'm trying to think of what I could pair it with. I'm thinking more of like a chicken or fish, not so much red meat.
Yeah,
it's very mild.
Yeah, it's gentle. It's shy. It's a shy whiskey.
Hey, thanks, Pez Reviews.
It's peeking out to say hi.
Yeah.
Ooh, what kind of cocktails though, Brian? I want to know. Brian is one of, well, Brian is also one of my longest friends, and does quite a bit of mixology himself.
Then I really want to see this cocktail recipe.
Jura, what's that?
I love Jura. It's right next to Isla. It's literally
nice.
Almost throw a stone at it. It is that close. There's this narrow channel that goes between Isla and Jura.
Cool. I'm going to have a little bit of water.
You should do that.
It's a good idea.
I didn't put water in this. We didn't do science. Sorry about that.
Oh no. Oh well.
Did you just post science it? I've never seen you do that before. Oh, how is it with water?
Well, it tastes like water right now.
I actually didn't. It was so mild. I don't think like water would have been a good one.
I don't think water would have been good. It was a very nice thing. Up next on deck here is an SMWS bottle, fresh from the replicator. It's a Glen Deveron, the Macduff Distillery, 6.53, and one of 151 bottles I got from this cask. Again, it's an independent bottler. You take your risk. You can't taste these in advance mostly, but we'll find out if we think this is any good. I may have already done some experimentation.
Looks like you have. Have I had a Glen Deveron before? It doesn't. It seems pretty rare.
I only have one other bottle of it, so
I don't think I have. Then, yeah.
Is that your? I love that Brian pulled out the Star Trek emote when you said "fresh from the replicator."
Yeah,
it's fast on the emotes.
That is perfect.
Fresh from the replicator. I'm interested to see the tasting notes that they say, because that's such a weird. Like, they come up with the weirdest names for stuff. SMWS.
This is
okay. Now I see why they did that. This smells more like paint than the last one. It smells like chemicals.
It
like
does.
Plasticky something or something.
Oh my god, that's so weird. It does. It smells artificial.
It smells like there was like a piece of plastic somewhere along the way that just stayed with it.
But there's a bit of like some candy from my childhood, like some.
Not a super sweet candy, a kind of like in a.
It's like a specific candy, and I'm trying to like remember what it is.
Pez. I'm saying Pez because Pez reviews them.
It is something. It is something like that. Something that has almost no flavor. It's just like sugary,
Yep.
right? Like pixie sticks or
pixie sticks. Yeah. Or lickum sticks or dip'em sticks?
Yes, but not with the dip in. Just the stick itself. That's like a vanilla.
Yes.
Like a weird sort of.
Oh, sweet potato said Twizzlers.
Smarties. I think that's it. I think it's Smarties. 100%. Yeah, it's Smarties. That's it. You nailed it.
But the dip'em stick was kind of like just one long Smartie.
Yeah. I actually like the flavor of the stick. It's such a non-flavor, but weirdly, I liked it. Obviously it's better with the
hardened sugar,
the tart sauce, or the tart powder.
And this one's super pale, I think, compared to the other one.
I have a Glen Deveron 16-year-old that I got at a duty-free shop. That is a travel exclusive. You should have some.
Unless you've already finished it.
Right. Well,
I have so much in the room, but a lot of it is like I have some Johnny Walker Blue Label, some Tullamore Dew. I should have taken a picture. After this, I'll take a picture and send it to you.
Yeah, it'd be great to see what you have. I would do that too, but I don't have a wide enough angle lens.
I predict that this is not going to taste like it smells. That's my prediction. I haven't tasted it yet, but
I don't think it's going to taste chemically somehow.
I have a feeling it's, once again, though, even though it smells chemically, like I like the smell. Like it's weird, that weird Scotch.
It's in a good way. Yeah, like jet fuel. I always love the smell of jet fuel. It's a weird thing. I don't know. Probably it's going to kill me. All right, here we go. I'm going in.
Taste it.
Yep.
It's my favorite whiskey.
I'm not sure about that.
No?
It's that it was just very like, it felt like it jabbed me in the mouth.
It's a hot one, yeah.
Yeah, we went up in alcohol.
We're going to be going up in alcohol as we go. So this one is 57%. Like that's way more than 56. So
I know, but I've had stronger spirits, but that was just like, oh, hi, hello.
It does have an edge to it for sure. Like it definitely has more teeth than the last one.
And sometimes, when you go back a second or third taste, you kind of get past that burn and you get more to the flavor.
Yeah, it's interesting, and not in a bad way, but it would not shock. It would surprise me, especially if I had not had something before it.
Yeah.
Like that, I definitely want to pair with like something hearty, like a meat or a stew.
Yeah. This is going to cut through pretty much any other flavor you have and make you know it's there.
Yeah,
it's savory in the finish. Like my mouth is kind of watering.
Yeah, and I was wrong. The taste actually does kind of align with the smell, although without the chemical side of it. Like all the good things of the taste, I think, for me, come out when I taste it. Because now it smells more. Yeah, like a savory meal, like meats stewed with some fruits or something.
Like I would even put a little of this in marinade if I was going to marinate like a beef hank or something and make make soup, but make it more old fashioned than like an Instapot or something. If I was going to marinate meat overnight or something,
I think it would fall apart if it was in this overnight.
Not this, but because I would do like a citrus, but put a little bit of this in it. Because I've done like marinades with orange juice or cranberry juice or something like that, and then spices. No, not NyQuil and chicken.
NyQuil and chicken. Like why?
Absolutely not.
It's so weird how the internet keeps coming up with ways to torture humans. Like, hey, you should try this.
Horrible thing.
Yeah, this is my favorite whiskey too. I really like it. And I'm pretty sure the last two, if not like at least one of them, if not both of them.
Oh yeah,
are probably going to be my favorite whiskeys.
They smell really good, so we're in for a treat.
Yeah, it's not that I dislike it. It was just such a big jump from the other one.
100%.
Like I can still feel the burn on my tongue.
Yeah, that's a long finish.
Yeah, and I haven't had much of it, so I'm just kind of like, this would be one of those you've got a bonfire going. It's evening weather like this,
Yeah, I could totally see sitting out next to a bonfire in like a big like sweater, like maybe near the ocean or in the woods, having a sip of this. Yeah, it does have a lot of heat, like, because I usually try to hold the whiskey in my mouth as long as possible to really get the flavor going, and it's hard with this one. Like,
you can just feel it soak in.
Yeah.
I feel all sophisticated and grown up talking about whiskey.
Then we have failed at our jobs.
I'm sure that feeling will go away as the night progresses.
Okay.
I mean, some whiskeys at 50+% really announce themselves, and some are just like so subtle and smooth you would never know, and then it's really dangerous ones.
This
one's interesting.
Like
we'll get up to like a higher percentage, and
yeah,
it's like seems like there's less alcohol when we sometimes. It's weird.
Yeah, this is definitely burning the sides of my tongue now, even though I've completely swallowed it.
Yeah. What were you saying, Tanya?
I said something and then I just forgot.
Something about a door, banging on the door.
Oh yeah, this one just banged on the door. It was like, "Hi, I'm here."
Yeah, I feel like it kind of kicked the door down for me.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Guess what? I'm staying the night.
Yeah, this is one where you can, if you got something to do, don't start with this. Definitely don't mix it with any other enhancements, shall we say.
Yeah, I would definitely start out with something smooth, like lower percentage before this.
I've taken to using random.org. Random.org, we got your number, buddy. If you want random numbers, it's a great place. We're maybe sponsored by them, you know. You guys, we'd be a great sponsor, or no, you'd be a great sponsor for us. We're not going to sponsor you.
I just poured a little more in because I do feel like we need to science this since it's fresh from the replicator. But we should also read what they have to say, what SMWS has to say, because I'm sure they have some interesting tasting notes since that's their deal, and it's fresh from the replicator. Here we go, a drop of water.
Science. Bing. Oh, it brings out some grassiness on the nose.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm rolling around in grass, like literally or rolling down a hill of grass. That smell of crushed grass.
Yeah, that did shift it.
Or kind of like a barn, like with hay in it.
It's so strange. And again, every single time it just shocks me. One drop of water and it just completely changes.
It doesn't always happen, but it's amazing
when it does.
Yeah, that one's definitely like, I'm still feeling it like just what's the best way to phrase this? It's an interesting, spicy mouthfeel, even with the drop of water added.
I agree.
I feel like it smooths it, though. It puts the heat all at the end. Like, I feel like I can hold it in my mouth longer with the water. And then the burn comes as I swallow it.
It moved the burn to the front of my tongue from the side.
Like, it's for me, it's like instead of like the sides, it's like the back and down the throat. I feel the burn, but like I feel like I can hold it in my mouth longer.
Yeah.
So weird.
I mean, booze can be weird.
Especially when it's whiskey.
Yes. This one, this is one that probably would grow on me the more that I have it.
Yeah. It does. I do feel like I bet like this would be a really good one to sit with. Like just let it sit and breathe and take little sips and smell it. Like really, really take like an hour to like, you know, or half an hour or whatever to just kind of sit with it.
Yeah, it's not one that comes up and is friendly right off the bat. That is not this one. This is an aggressive visitor.
It's at first, but I feel like if you sat with it, like Tanya's saying, it would reveal itself over time. Like you would, you know, start to appreciate it more.
Yeah, like let it, like when you're starting to make dinner, open it and let it sit. And by the time you're ready to sit down and eat, especially if you're making something that's a little more lengthy prep wise and cooking time, I think it'd be just right.
Yeah, I could drink a glass of this while I was making dinner.
I don't know, like I could do maybe a quarter of the glass that I have.
By a glass, I mean like this much.
That's what I mean too. Yeah. Like, because we have similar glasses. This one's got like the lip.
You got the great triangular bottom on that one too. I like that.
Yeah, I'm glad I realized that when I took it out. So folks watching, I thought the glass was broken when I opened it at first because I'm used to them being round. was like, oh shit, it didn't make it home.
Should we read the tasting notes for this?
We should probably read the tasting notes for this. This is fresh from the replicator. Let me go to my whiskey database.
And I will say Thad does not have these whiskeys. We usually go to him and get like really detailed, excellent tasting notes, but he does not have them today because of a snafu of reality. So, but we appreciate him, and
we love Thad.
Yeah, we love you, Thad.
Got the best tasting notes ever.
It's true.
Okay, let me see here. That is not the full tasting notes.
Just read from the bottle. Do the shorter tasting notes.
This is the redacted, the abridged here. A rather fun and unusual dram, aromatically bready with spices, peppery heat. Yeah, I agree with that. Various dried flowers and herbs to the taste. That is pretty short.
It's pretty short. That's it.
But accurate.
Yeah. They usually have pretty good tasting notes.
I'll see if they've got longer ones online later.
Oh, they do mention a lot of foods and flavors from the UK that are always interesting, like a bit of treacle,
right?
Something.
And sultanas. You're like, what's a sultana?
Sultanas.
Oh, yeah, treacle. Oh God, if you drank that while having treacle, ugh.
Yeah, well, they're saying it tastes like treacle. I'm like, I don't even, yeah, exactly.
Like, what treacle have they had?
Just a hint of figgy pudding.
Seriously, because I'm like, isn't treacle? I mean, unless I'm not remembering correctly, isn't treacle like super sweet?
Yeah, I think it's like a type of sponge sugar, isn't it? Like a
molasses almost, maybe.
I'm wrong. Someone in the chat will know, and they will say what it
Tipsy
is.
Asparagus will know, because Tipsy knows everything.
Yeah,
but I'm just like the treacle that I'm thinking of versus
reduced molasses. Reduced molasses. Isn't molasses already like super?
I thought it was too.
That's like quintessence of sugar. Like, yeah, okay, there you go.
All right, sure.
Reduced molasses.
If you know what I love, you know what I love. We're going to move on here.
Wood smoke through a porthole. That sounds promising.
And it's a Ledaig from the Tobermory Distillery, which is their peated output. They're on an island just off the coast, just like near Oban, a little north of Isla, north of Jura. I freaking love Ledaigs.
Yeah,
one of my favorite bottles ever is the Chieftain's Ledaig that I have up there.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I had I caught a whiff of this as I opened it, and
Oh,
there it is.
Here's the peat. Here comes
there it is.
Oh,
so campfirey.
It is a
so smoky
log.
And there's that diesel we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's in there.
Oh, Brian was talking about a fire pit earlier. This would be a great fire pit drink.
This is this is their fire pit.
I feel like this is a fire pit wherever you go. You could be sitting indoors and you've got a fire pit.
Fair. But I like the smell of it. And what's interesting is there's some whiskeys where I'm like, I'll drink it, but the smell's like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Some I really like the nose, and then the taste is disappointing. And sometimes the nose is disappointing, and then the taste is like, oh, hey.
I'm kind of hoping this nose, because this nose seems almost, and this is going to shock you, almost an overpowering amount of peat for me. Just everyone calm down.
For you?
For me. Like it's a little bit too burnt log, almost like a house fire.
Or a rubber tire.
With some rubber tire in there. It's almost a bit too much, and I only say almost. So
okay. Are you normally a fan of the peaty and mossy ones?
Well, I think I'm made of peat.
All right. All right.
This actually reminds me of the Chieftain's Ledaig. Like, I bet a side by each with this would be, I feel like they wouldn't be that different. It also kind of reminds me of a Lefroy very much. Like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
That kind of smokiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. A friend is very into Lefroy. Oh God, what year? She likes like the 10, 12-year Lefroys. And that's something she'll always get when we travel if she can get it.
All right, Andrew's tasting it. I guess we should taste it too.
Sure.
Oh my goodness. There's no such
thing. I agree with what Andrew is about to say.
I fucking love this whiskey. It's my favorite.
It's much smoother than I expected based on the smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's so weird. And this is, what is this? This is like the last one was.
This is 58.3. This is
more. It's about the same, but it's a little more, but it's nowhere near as much heat as the last one.
No.
It's almost a sponge toffee on the finish, a little Frisian.
Yeah, it's like a sweet, like some sort of like caramel sweet, but then on the outside is like a browned, like a caramelized breaded thing almost, like it's savory on the outside and then sweet on the inside.
What's the dessert that's flambéed on the outside? Creme brulee.
Creme brulee, yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think Andrew likes this.
I think so.
I'm not sure.
It's so nice when you find a bottle you can enjoy.
So Joseph, I'll be in town next week, right?
Oh, no, we got to hang out. Let's have some whiskeys.
Yes.
What are you up to? What are you doing?
USC stuff. So for those who don't know, I am a senior civic media fellow at USC, and we're finally going to convene for the first time since 2020 because, well, the state of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we're welcoming a 2023 class in, and because they go in academic years. So it'll be our first time convening and seeing each other, for those that can make it, in 3 years or 2.5. So yeah. And then TwitchCon.
Everyone's talking about TwitchCon.
We're on Twitch. We could have a TwitchCon right here.
That's not
what that means. Not what it means.
No.
If it wouldn't be a matter, although you could submit this as a live show. I don't know if they take it because of the drinking and everything else, and a lot of Twitch streamers are under 21.
Yeah, and the sweat.
The swearing, no one gives a fuck about that. I swear all the time. But I'm just thinking more of like the format, but there's not a lot of content where, like, there's food and there's drink content. Again, Urban Bohemian in the chat often does cooking streams and make libations along the way. But other than this, I don't know of a bunch of people who do like reviewing whiskey or wine or something like that. So content that is not, I guess, quote unquote standard or not gaming would be something. No, not specifically, but they do have very targeted content, and that, like, there's some panels just about like there are some streamers who are all about fitness content, and there's a couple panels about being like balancing sitting at your desk all day and still staying in shape, stuff like that, or people that are doing panels about TTRPG stuff or just chatting streamers or stuff like that. But I honestly can't.
Sure.
Oh, I know what you meant. I don't think there's anything targeted to 21 and over, but some of the events are over 21, or you get a wristband to show you're over 21. It's like the partner party, the overall TwitchCon party. They give you a wristband to show you can drink alcohol.
We'll be the official whiskey channel of that, of anything, really.
I mean, if we have to, have that, carry that burden, we'll do it.
Oh no, what will you do?
Right. I'm flying up to Calgary next week for my birthday. So
yeah, next week your brother's going to be on the show, right?
Yes. And we're going to be in Radium, British Columbia. That's where we're going to do the show from.
I hope your brother gives better notes than my brother did.
I'm not counting on it.
I mean, the bar's pretty low. My brother was like, "This is good."
Wow.
It was not very.
I love my brother, but he really enjoyed the whiskey so much that he just became very unexpressive.
Oh no! So he, as more whiskey came, the less he had to say.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm the opposite. The more I get more chatty as you put more alcohol in me.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
I think that's good. That's a good trait.
Yeah. It's one of the things I love about whiskey. It facilitates, a little bit of whiskey facilitates a nice flow of conversation, and people are, a little bit of whiskey makes you less self-conscious,
A about all that, but I'll talk more, that's for sure.
Well, I feel like we censor ourselves a lot, and we, which is not a bad thing generally, but it's like we're kind of harsh. A lot of people are harsh critics of themselves. I know.
Oh, absolutely. I know for a fact I'm my own worst critic, and people in chat who know me don't say a fucking word. I can feel you typing.
Social lubricant. Yes.
Hey, Pez Reviews, thank you so much for joining us. We try to be here every week, and hey, why don't we have you on? You know what? DM me on the Instagram. We'll have you on the show. I love to meet people.
Wow, all three of you. I know where all of you. Wow, this is what I got to put up with.
I love them all. They're so great.
Wow, Misty, 4. I'm 0-4. I'm 0-5. Although I was telling you in the chat, I've known Urban Bohemian a long time. So in order, wow, how's the whiskey? Okay, Brian. In year order, I've known Urban Bohemian, Imperial, Art, and Awkwarders Panda, all in that order. The longest was 25 years now, Brian, I think.
Is that Brian Gray?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. It's gonna be a guest on our show too. See how easy it is?
Like I said, Dr. Nerd Love was super excited. Brian retweeted. The Opera Geek is also a whiskey aficionado.
Well, we got whiskey and we like to share it.
Yeah.
Yes, I am
and
happy.
Like to meet people and talk and drink whiskey.
Yeah, this one I need a little more water to cleanse the palate between sips.
I think it might be,
and we're supposed to science it, but I really don't want to because I like this so much.
But Thad's not here, and Thad's here.
I'll do it, Andrew. I'll do it.
Sure?
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead. I'll take the bullet, and we'll see what happens. I only have a little left, so
very little peated.
Yeah, I may have poured a little too much for the tasting, but it's not like I'm not going to drink it.
Poor thing.
I know, right? Oh no, me.
You do what you got to do.
Oh no, this delicious whiskey. What will I do?
Irish cream whiskey? No.
Well, it kind of diminishes the smell a bit, but it does open it up a bit. But so far, I'm going to say we'll see how it tastes.
There's my review.
Someone please make gifts of this.
I feel like the taste is richer with the water. Like the nose, it kind of diminishes, but I will wait till you have just a little bit and try it. But it seems more creamy. It feels like it's coating my mouth more, like it's a rich toffee or something now. It's worth trying, I think.
All right, I put a couple drops in. Let's see what happens.
See what goes on. Fruit fly coming after my whiskey. Don't you dare.
I mean, it'll smell the whiskey and just fall over drunk. So
yeah, but in the whiskey probably. What's that old joke? Takes that out and like spit it out.
Oh, interesting. To me, it tastes a little bit more nutty with the water.
Yeah, I can see that too, for sure.
I can see the nose even. I get a little more nuttiness.
Yeah.
And that's only like 2 drops of water.
Like it's less campfire and more like kind of a nutty, like almond sort of toffee sort of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Tanya, this has been my rant for years, is that, just don't drop an ice cube in your whiskey. Like taste it neat first before you do this, uncontrolled experiment with your whiskey.
Unless you're drinking bourbon, then go ahead.
It's garbage. Yeah, bourbon's garbage.
I usually ask for an ice cube only if I'm ordering something that I know I already like and know what it tastes like, and if I want to sip it or if I really just want something cold.
Yeah.
But something like this, where someone's handing me a thing, I would get it like a shot neat.
Yeah, and have a little side glass of water so you can add water and then taste it. After you've tasted it neat, and decide which way you want to go. You can't take the water out, so start neat.
Yeah, I rarely ask for ice in stuff like this. It's usually neat, at least to try it, or if someone recommends it who I trust, I'll try like a shot neat and see if I like it.
Baron what is Baron Yager?
Baron Yager, I've never heard of.
Is it like Jägermeister? If you mix it with Jägermeister, would it be Baron Jägermeister? Oh, that sounds like a villain from like a movie with Nazis in it.
But that could be
Baron Jägermeister.
Yes, Baron Jägermeister, whatever you ask me, I will do.
Oh no, tell Mark so he can make a villain.
Honey bourbon.
Honey bourbon.
Have you ever had Mark on the show?
We've had a Mark, but maybe
Mark Meir.
Mark Meir. No, he doesn't like whiskey really. I think we've asked him to be on the show. He's not like a whiskey guy. Yeah.
Oh, I have to give him
right. So that makes it.
Yeah.
Like I'm able to do my brother this weekend next weekend because I'm flying up there. I'm taking the whiskey with me, but shipping to Canada whiskey is just you can't.
Yeah, you're right.
I was going to answer what Tipsy Asparagus just said about why water changes it, but there we go.
The esters are hydrophilic. So for the non-sciencey person who has not been drinking, who has been drinking, what does that mean in regular English?
The oils move away from the water when you put it in, but the alcohol goes towards the water. So you kind of remove the water from the molecules that are making it taste. And so the taste comes more forward at that time. That's the idea.
And you got to imagine with something like this, like those molecules are more complicated than just like you think about oils or alcohol, but it's like for this, they're like weirdly organic. Like proteins are super crazy. And so are the molecules in this, they're like, I don't know. They're more complicated.
Goodness. If you wanted to do more of a sciencey show, that would be amazing.
No, Thad should have that show. We'll just be the idiots sipping whiskey behind Thad. That's what we'll do.
But you could do an episode where Thad is on camera and explaining this, like have just one or two, but get more in depth about the science. Because I don't know any of those words, partially because we've been drinking, but also I love science. I'm a big nerd, like computer science, regular science, but some words just never stick in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
I was a kid who did coding homework. I would do coding in class, but I would get home and then just look at my book like, that was something I did 5 hours ago in class. None of it is with me though.
Thad, you would do that show with Kolya? Would you be on?
Who's Kolya?
Yeah. I'd do it with Kolya.
I feel like we should have someone who's a scientist and a whiskey expert, but like a full-on scientist with like a lab coat and everything too.
Oh, like someone who's actually a whiskey distiller sort of thing. One of those,
or someone who's a scientist who's like in a laboratory studies like I don't know ethanols and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean,
ethisters. I can't say it either.
We could also probably get Kolya and liquor connoisseur.
He goes into the
to do a show together because they're both super knowledgeable.
Or maybe we go to Lost Spirits and see if he wants to come on and talk, because he always does. He's trying to recreate whiskey using what do you call that stuff?
Science,
chemistry. Using chemistry.
I was like science, chemistry, biology.
He's like trying to like make whiskey in a test tube. He's like trying to like reverse engineer. Yeah.
Right. Trying to create these organic molecules quicker than you do by storing it in the cask.
Yeah.
But that'd be interesting though, because should the apocalypse happen, if someone can actually make whiskey, they'll be everyone's friend.
Yep.
It's true.
Because anyone can brew beer once you figure that out.
Right. But it takes smarts to take that beer and make it into whiskey. That's what you should do.
It is kind of higher level. Yeah. Fuck. I think it's time to go on to our last whiskey though. I can't believe this show went by so quickly. Yeah, it was really great. But the last one's going to be great too. You know it is.
All right, I'm gonna have some water to cleanse the lip palate.
I mean, I hope this last one's great.
It will be.
Random.org picked it for us.
They've never let us down.
Here we go.
Oh, you can see mine because.
So again, this is an independent bottler, Sovereign. The brother of the guy who does Old Particular, his father, both their fathers started doing independent bottling and then left it to the kids, and the kids went, no, I'm taking half of it. I'm taking half. And they split. And I don't know why they don't have a thing anyways. So Hunter Lang, that's his middle name. They do the Sovereign 10-year-old. This is a Tullibardine, which you don't hear of unless you're going to an independent bottler. It's one of, I think it's Diageo. Is that right? Thad can look it up.
I don't know that I've ever had a Tullibardine either. Like, I think
you have, because we've had it on the show. We've had another bottle on the show previously.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it is
once
not common to hear about Tullibardine. And this was bottled in 2018. So yeah, I've had this for a while, and I obviously like it.
Glyph. Oh, I've not heard of Glyph. I'll have to check them out. They use science to make spirits. They do a scotch.
Ooh.
They do a scotch-like thing.
Oh my God.
Surely not scotch. Yeah, Google Lost Spirits. It's like the Willy Wonka of. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought with this nose.
It's like the Willy Wonka of whiskeys. Yeah, that nose is. I feel like we're back to fruity again and like a sugary, like candy store. It's weird. I wasn't expecting it to be like that, but the last one was so peaty.
So it's interesting because I'm drinking out of basically a horn cup.
What? Let's see that. That's awesome. Focus, focus, focus. There it goes. Oh, that's pretty.
That's neat.
So Ravenforge, if you've not heard of it, is actually a UK company. They sell a lot of stuff, but they also sell mead and spirits. But it's like UK brands, but they will ship to the US. They sell drinking horns, shot glasses. And so I was like, this is on my desk. I might as well use it. So I'm not sure if I don't think the cup is adding or subtracting anything from the smell.
It's Picard. It's one of the French companies that owns Tullibardine.
Picard, who will in the future be a starship captain.
Yeah. It's weird.
And it goes with the other one we drank.
Yeah. Fresh from the replicator.
Vin et spiritus SA.
Avec le pomme de terre.
Je ne parle pas français.
Pas du tout?
That's all I can say in French, and like apple and cheese and where's the bathroom.
But you said it with a fantastic accent, which is so great. No, je ne parle pas français. No.
I had to learn it real quick the last time I was in Montreal.
That's where I was born. I'm in Montreal as a kid.
Oh, nice.
Oh, hey. So the last one, we already talked about you because you both talked about with the science with the water in it, what you thought of it. Did you like? I thought it was good with water, the last one.
I thought it was good with water. Yeah. I think actually I would try that with water. I think it doesn't hurt it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's try it.
All right.
And even though it's the highest alcohol content, I think it's smooth like the first one.
It is. I agree with that.
Yep.
There's a little burn at the finish.
A little burn at the finish.
Yeah. But nowhere near the burn of the second or third one. Well, I have French Creole somewhere in my background, so.
This tastes like some sort of peach liqueur to me.
Peach is absolutely on the nose here.
Yeah.
I mean, accurate, not in the nose. I mean, on the taste, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting, but like not specifically peaches, but like a peach liqueur or like, just a peach liqueur.
Huh.
I think when I
say that, it's
it's subjective. It's subjective. I'm always interested to find, because like you think about like the complicated chemicals of the organics inside of this, and then the complicated chemicals of the organics inside of our mouths, and how that all interacts with like our brain, with like our own like perception of the universe is different for every human being. That's to me like what's interesting about it. Like it's always different for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you have to share this with Awkwardish Panda.
Yeah, no, I see peach. For me, like I was in Germany, Austria, and I had peach schnapps. And this kind of reminds me of peach schnapps, like a really, really good peach schnapps. It's not as cloying as that. It's still got.
Yeah,
I can smell it.
Cloyingness. It is.
But when I smell it, I smell peaches. like peach schnapps.
I'm grabbing this from Instagram to share which one this is the last one.
Yeah.
The Tullibardine.
Yes. And unfortunately, it is a 2018 release, which means it is long sold out unless you find it at an auction. But it came from Tullibardine, so if you go and find some other independent bottlers that have got a Tullibardine, you might find something similar to it. Again, I think they don't say this, but my opinion is that the distillers, as they go around from barrel to barrel, go like, this one's really good, or it's not on our taste profile, and that's the ones they sell to the independent bottlers. Yeah, I don't have proof of that. I can't get anyone to say that.
Yeah, and we will always say, it seems like scotches are very expensive, like, but you can get, the thing is, like, if you're going to enjoy it over time, like $60 for like a bottle of scotch that's going to take you a month or more to drink is like, I could spend $60 on 3 bottles of wine in one night with friends, you know what I mean? Not myself personally, but it's, if you're taking the time to like drink it in a reasonable amount of time, like if I want to get schlonged, then I'll drink something cheaper. I made up the word. Well, it's not made up, but I don't know.
I just want to clarify. I didn't understand.
I mean, if you just want to get wasted, there's plenty cheaper ways to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Ooh, that one caught me off guard.
It's strong. It's so smooth too. This is 58.6, so it's like 0.3% more than the last one, but still, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of booze.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is my favorite whiskey again.
I really like it. I do like the previous one better. Like the peaty stuff is just so. This is great.
I mean, we love peat. We know we love peat.
Yeah.
But
the lineup for today, the last one was my favorite.
This is still standing up after the peat, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah,
that's good, and it is a nice, like, it's different than the peat,
And I'm using a Ben Rennie's, not Ben Rennie's. What do they call it? It's on the things. Ben Ewan, Brian Green, who was a guest on our show, designed and has had these glasses made, which he says has a nice large bowl for a nice flat thing, and it focuses the nose better. And I do find it focuses in as well. So if you're looking, there you go. Here's Brian.
Tanya, what do you like? What do you smell? What do you taste on this? I'm interested to know.
I don't know if it's like a holdout from the one we just tried, but it still seems a little spicy.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely needed more. I needed like a sip of water between. And I'm feeling it more in the back of my throat than the others.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a lot of the finish has a lot of burn to it, like as you sip it down.
Yeah, that one I'm definitely feeling more of a burn. Like I need to sip water between. Like sip this, have water. Sip this, have water. It feels like my voice, my throat has gotten a little rough from it even.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have the smoky voice, shall we say?
Fantastic. Use it.
The Tanya Roberts voice.
I do really like this whiskey, though. It is delightful.
It is. I really like it.
Pez Reviews is making a terrible assessment, saying we're more mature on our reviews than they are.
I feel personally attacked. You calling me mature? Come on.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on. That's just.
It's got a little note of caramel to me now after I've taken a minute, had some water, given it a minute. On that last couple of sips, I'm tasting more caramel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sweeter.
Yeah. Now I wonder, shall we science it? Because I'm really curious how water will change this one.
I think I'm low enough I can science, yeah.
I'm not going to yet. I'm going to wait till I hear from what you two say.
What
Unless
happens.
You have a horrible experience, I will, but I have a little bit more to go.
I have a couple sips left in this. That's the other hard part. This is you can't see the glass or the bottom, so excuse me.
On the nose, I think it gets dustier, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Dustier. I love Port Charlotte. Port Charlotte is my favorite whiskey.
It is
for sure. Like that is of all, like it's my like day-to-day favorite whiskey. If I'm gonna have a like whiskey, Port Charlotte is.
And my favorite whiskey of all time is PC5, which was McEwen's after 5 years. Just
the caramel's gotten stronger to me with the water.
I haven't tasted it yet. Let me see if I.
All right, I'm gonna science it. I'm at that point. Oh, Andrew says yes, science it. He says yes. Bing.
Yes. You know what?
Also isn't burning as much going down.
Right? It is.
Ooh, dustier.
Beautiful. It is.
I feel like I'm in like a field of flowers that have just, it's like they've all just died. And now they're like the dust of them is blowing by. Like it's because it's like, you know, like autumn or whatever. It's like autumn, an autumn field of flowers. Like they're just.
So you're in a Miyazaki film.
Yes. Yeah. I wish I was in a Miyazaki film.
I mean, play Ghost of Tsushima. Well, that's more of a Kurosawa film.
Yeah.
They've actually got a Kurosawa mode. I need to get back to it.
What does it change?
It's basically all in black and white, like a Kurosawa classic film.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
A friend of ours has been streaming it. I need to just restart it because if someone put a gun to my head right now, I couldn't tell you where I left off in that game.
Now you played Cult of the Lamb, right?
I've done one run of Cult of the Lamb. I started a new cult run, and I'm making different decisions.
Oh, yeah, because I played it through once and I really enjoyed Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah. So I decided this time I'm going to take it a little slower. I'm not going to rush because I felt almost, I know I didn't rush because I got my cult to like day 100 something before I actually finished, like beat the last boss. But I'm taking it slower. I'm making different decisions in terms of doctrines. There's still a couple that I'm not comfortable with, like the marry your followers thing. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I did that the first time and it did feel kind of weird.
Bricklotic. Ooh, nice.
Showing off the black art.
Yep.
The old magic.
4.1. We're tasting next week. Sorry, I'm going on with Pez in the chat and you guys are talking, so that's fine.
We're talking about game stuff and Andrew's doesn't care.
But you know what? Actually, that reminds me. I got a PR kit and a key for a game that is basically brewing beer.
It's like beer brewing simulator.
Yes. And
it's interesting to me all the simulator games that come out now. I saw one in my feed that was like gas station simulator, and I'm like, I don't.
No.
Yeah. Brian was playing Power Wash Simulator.
It's out of control. But then again, yeah.
I've watched people play, like I watched Brian stream it, I've watched other people stream it. It's like oddly relaxing.
I bet. Yeah.
It's Brewmaster, Tipsy Asparagus. I'm gonna eventually, like in the next week or so, stream it. But the PR kit was actually beer, like beer, an apron, and then snacks, but also a recipe on how to brew something. Look, I'm not laughing at you. I've watched you play it. I enjoy watching it. I don't know if I'd enjoy playing it, but I do enjoy watching people play the game.
I think it's like one of those ASMR things, right? It because every time I take lint out of the dryer and you just get the little bit of edge and you use the lint to get the rest of the lint, I think that is one of the most satisfying things. Like I would watch a channel of someone removing lint from
removing lint from dryers.
Yeah.
And you should do it anyway so you don't burn down the house.
Yeah. And it's polite if you live in a building where there's yeah.
Yeah, so I've got a key for Brewmaster and I have 2 cans of beer. That was part of the PR kit. But it came from overseas. Not yet. And it's labeled like the game, like the brewing company in the game. So I got it, but it took forever because it did come from the companies overseas.
Shipping has been terrible. Yeah.
There was a Kickstarter for like an actual home brewer, like that was all like self-contained. Like you just put the hops in and the stuff and then it just does it.
Oh, really?
Like a coffee maker, you know? And I was like, and it wasn't too expensive. And I was tempted to, but it was a little too expensive for me and I don't drink that much beer, but I just think it's interesting, you know, that, you know, you can have like brew your own beer at home.
I do. So I do drink beer, but I don't feel like living in an apartment. I don't feel like I have the right setup to try to homebrew.
Yeah.
I've got a friend in Seattle who has a house a house, and he's used part of the garage to kind of set up a brewing station.
Yeah, if you have a garage, I feel like that's ideal.
Yeah.
You know, my brother brews, he does like wine. He makes wine. I guess he doesn't brew it. He distills wine. He makes wine.
Nice. I want to learn to make mead, but again, with what space?
Right. Where are you going to keep your honeybees?
Well, theoretically, if you had this brewer device, it would like sit on a shelf somewhere, you know, like.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it has a huge footprint, but
yeah. I mean, my crafting area that you cannot see, thankfully, because my office is a disaster. But the office, the desk that has all my crafting and 3D printer stuff, that is enough of a footprint for me. So
yeah, it's really easy for me to kind of spread into areas. I try to, once again, I think we talked about before the show, trying to get rid of stuff, but it's easier just filling up space.
Yeah. Well, you know how you have the goal of, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to clean, I'm going to organize. That was the goal today. Did it happen? Absolutely not.
Instead, we tasted some delicious whiskeys.
We did.
Yeah, I had my whole morning free till 2:00 my time, and it was like, I'll get to it. Oh, I should eat. I'll get to it. Oh, I need to put together laundry. Oh, look at that. It's 2:00 now. I've got a meeting, and now I've got this.
Well, sorry to take up your Saturday.
Oh no, this is fine. So let's just be clear. I am not an evening activity person. Usually, because it's 8:00 for me. I know it's 2 hours earlier for you. By usually 8:00, either I've started drinking, I'm gaming, or I'm enjoying an herbal treat. So by like a certain time of night, unless it's Thursdays when we have Black Dice Society, I am not a night owl. I've never been a night owl.
Well, we appreciate you spending your time with us very much, Tanya. Thanks for being on the show.
You asked me, how could I say no? I get to hang out with you again. We drank good whiskey. I got to meet Andrew.
I got to talk to your awesome friends here.
We got to pre-meet Brian, who's in the chat.
Yeah. Hope Brian still wants to be on the show after
seeing this.
Yeah.
Although Brian is far more educated in this stuff than I am, so I'm going to be very curious, and I hope when he's on the show, it's not a weekend I'm traveling or anything, so I can watch. Because he is far more educated in drinks and mixing.
But I think the bar is low.
We're not interested in we're not really educated on it. We're interested in learning more ourselves, and our whole thing is we want regular people to enjoy whiskey, because it seems like some sort of elite highbrow drink that only people in, but it's not. It's for Scotch, we want, we like it that everybody is tasting it, that it's,
no one, not highbrow, just more of I'm tasting these things and a note. What the fuck is a note? I just know what I like. I smell this.
I always like what it reminds you of. That's always interesting to me. If any recollection it gives you, oh, there's a cat passing by.
Hi, kitty.
There you go.
I like it. Brian just said, I'm literally the worst. They're going to pay for that bourbon slam.
Wow. Wow. The bourbon slander.
Bourbon slander is the best kind of slander.
It is.
No, I mean, this is fun. This is the kind of stuff I like to do, or just I've done things where while I'm traveling, I'll sit around in a hotel room and I will be the friend that will bring the bottle of something to the con, so we don't have to go out and spend $80 on some shit while we're there.
They have something that's better than any bar is going to have. Absolutely. Even if it's bourbon.
We do we've had bourbons on the show. We sometimes like bourbons. We should talk about it, but we like bourbons. It's not.
Yeah, and
Andrew really doesn't.
I've been
a lot of bourbon. I've got a lot of bourbon.
We have. That'll be me and Painting Pirate TwitchCon. Because Pirate, I don't know if you've seen this, there's Assassin's Creed branded whiskey, as in the video game.
I have seen that on my feed somewhere. Yeah.
And
have you had it? Is it good?
Not yet, because they weirdly don't ship to Illinois.
Huh.
But a friend of ours, I should say, Painting Pirate, got a bottle, and since we're sharing a room at TwitchCon, he's bringing that with him. That will make it home, but he's bought a bottle for himself. And another friend was like, well, I bought you one too. It's on the way. So I will have a bottle to try. And see if a video game branded whiskey is actually good.
Yeah. I feel like with branding, sometimes it's like all the money went into the branding and they don't always, but who knows? Maybe it'll be amazing. Like maybe it'll be like a standout whiskey. I mean,
the Game of Thrones whiskeys they put out mostly were pretty good. They weren't like the creme de la creme, but they were pretty good.
Yeah. The Lagavulin. Yeah. GOT was pretty good. Yeah. Was not bad.
Let's see. What's that? It is from lovescotch.com.
You often taste stuff that's gone. We'll try and be more current.
It is from lovescotch.com.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, they do not ship. There are several states they do not ship to. I will throw the link in the chat. Oh, there's a Borderlands one. I missed that.
Borderlands. I played Borderlands.
I will also put it in Zoom chat so you can see it. It's $70 retail USD. It seems like it's a good deal. Our friend DJ Knight had it, but this company just loves Scotch, does not ship to Illinois. So if I try to add it to the cart and buy it, it will be like, lol, we don't ship to that address. So we'll see. I'm gonna try it while we're chatting because it's the last I went to buy it because I didn't even know it was out. I thought it was gonna be like a holiday thing.
Tipsy Asparagus is talking about the Star Trek wine. I think there was some Star Trek bourbon as well a couple of years ago. Geekville had some.
If they were on synthahol, though, they wouldn't really be drunk, right? I mean, they'd just be, momentarily drunk.
Like, I feel drunk. Oh, I want to get rid of it. Okay, it's gone. Like that just seems wrong.
Because there was like a Kirk whiskey or bourbon.
A Kirkland?
No,
like Captain
it was
Kirk, right?
Captain Kirk, a Scotty. And I was like, that's interesting, but I'm not so tied to that character to want like Kirk whiskey. And seeing how the actors turned out to be an entire asshole.
And for a Canadian, that's rare.
Eventually, even America will corrupt even Canadians and give it enough time.
Yep, it does
enough
not
fame
ship
and
to
money,
me.
right?
It's still, they do not ship to Illinois for whatever reason, which to me is weird.
Straight from the replicator, yeah.
You are correct.
It was SMWS.
Wait, $1K a bottle for what?
That's
the Star Trek
wine? That's not.
It's a collector's thing. I mean, that's like a that has nothing to do with the taste of the wine. I'm sure it's just it's a collector thing.
The thing is, there's a lot of collector things, and I think Pappy Van Winkle is one of those things where it's rare, but we've had it, and you know what? It's good bourbon, but it's not for the price. No.
Yeah, I think there's a sweet spot where stuff is like slightly more expensive than you would normally buy, but not like break your bank expensive. That where the really good stuff is, and you kind of have to be watching for it, and you have to take some chances on these independent bottlers if you want to get good scotches. I think
for a reasonable price.
Yeah.
I mean, we've avoided Macallan on the show pretty much. I think we had one bottle of 12-year-old or something like that, and it's because it's for the quality of the whiskey. It's too expensive. Anyways, I'm going off on my rants, aren't I?
That's fine. We're just hanging out. Oh, I know, Tipsy. I just find it weird because usually I'm the mule for people getting alcohol because they live in like dry states. So it's like, I'll buy it. When it gets here, I'll just literally slap a new label on it and ship it to you. Again, where our friend DJ lives, he can't get most stuff shipped to him because where he lives is a dry state, dry county. And so like I almost said old granddad. Uncle Nearest, if you've not had it, is fantastic.
Uncle Nearest. Oh, Andrew's gonna go grab some. He has a lot of whiskey.
Uncle Nearest is a new distillery. It is run by the descendants of the slaves that taught Jim Beam how to distill. It is amazing.
There you go. I have an Uncle Nearest. I have not. I have opened it. Yeah. Okay.
We'll have to have it on the show.
That whenever if I get to come back, we should definitely have that. That is, it's a nice smooth one because there's 3 versions and they just came out with a rye.
I like rye. Like I'm gonna have bourbon. I do prefer a rye. To me, it just has a little more. It's more
bite. It's not as sweet. Like the 51% corn that's required by bourbon, just too sweet.
I've got a Canadian. What is the Canada one? Like the brand that has Canada in it.
Canada Dry. No, that's
ginger ale.
That's ginger ale.
The Wayne Gretzky's 99. Is it?
No, it's actually got like it's got Canada in the name, but I've got a rye brought back when I was in Ontario.
Canada Club, Brian says.
No, I would have to walk away and go look in the dining room, but I got this rye in the airport in Ontario because I had like 2 hours to kill. I'll take a picture of the bar when we're done, or I can go take a picture of the bar now and send to people. That's fine, Pez. I personally like it. Also, for me, I think it's really dope that the descendants of the slaves that taught this man how to distill never got credit until now. They've got their own distillery and people are receptive to the drink. I like it. Again, I ain't got a refined palate. I just know what I like. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't talk it up.
I feel like if you know what you like, that is a refined palate. Like if you know if you like, I like this, I don't like that. Like that's, you know.
I grew up drinking rye, and I don't like it.
Now it's gonna bug me. I need to look it up really quick.
Okay.
Canadian Club. I think that's right.
Canadian Club. Yeah, that was one that you would avoid.
It's like a common whiskey in Canada. It's like
Crown Royal.
Crown Royal. That's what I was actually trying to think of, but I got it in Canada. It was a Crown Royal rye of all things.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Try that.
So the only reason you get Crown Royal is for that purple bag Story Dyson. That was it.
Yeah, put your dice in it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Canadian Mist, Canadian Hunter.
What are you playing now, Tanya? What game are you playing now? What are you up to?
Oh God, there's so much stuff.
What are you enjoying playing? What are you enjoying the most?
I've actually enjoyed going back to Tekken 7, and I've not been streaming. I've been playing with a friend off stream, and it's been our kind of, we both had a shitty day, let's go fight, and we're more evenly matched in Tekken than if we played like Street Fighter, because I've been playing we've both been playing games for a while, but Tekken, we're far more evenly matched. Street Fighter, it wouldn't be as fun for either one of us because I've been playing Street Fighter a lot more. I've gone back to Cyberpunk 2077, but with an eye on critiquing it. Because there are parts of it where I'm like, oh my God, no one actually fucking talks like this. Like, people speak Spanish, do not throw Spanish cuss words every few English words. What the fuck?
But in the future, in the cyberpunk future.
Yeah.
And it's like, I love Cyberpunk because, like Mike Pondsmith created it. It's one of the few things where, with a little imagination and some very crunchy rules, you can have an interesting future. But I'm also looking at it with an eye critiquing it, because there are just so many things that are not great. The language isn't great. It's super violent. And I knew that going in, but when I do stream it or do play it, I'm just thinking of my game journo hat goes back on, even though I haven't worn that in a long time. And Mafia 3, it's Mafia's 20th anniversary this year. And I love Mafia 3. It was one of the last games I really in-depth reviewed. And I love the fact that Lincoln Clay as a black dude gets a revenge story. Because the Mafia tries to take him out, they fail. And well, you can go one of two ways. You still take out the Mafia, but you can kind of take over. Or you can be like, cool, got my revenge, and I'm out, deuces.
Yeah, I don't even, I haven't played Cyberpunk, I don't know. I'm waiting for it to be on sale, I guess.
Oh,
has
it's so
been.
cheap right now.
Is
It
fun?
has been. I should buy it.
It's a good game.
It's like a role-playing game. It's, you know, you it's a whole open world and you go do stuff. It had a lot of issues when it first came out, like I guess tech issues, but
Well, it had bad issues. They should not have put it out on past gen systems because it just wasn't playable. There's a lot of buggy reports on the PC version. It is a resource hog, so depending on your computer and if you just want to play it, stream, or play and stream, but also just it's an interesting story, but it's not a new and innovative story. You're, you know, depending on what you pick, you're either a nomad, a corpo, or a street kid, and whatever your origin story is, you're basically having the same I'm getting over on the man, as it were, because you're the broke cyberpunk. So
standard cyberpunk story.
Yeah, and I restarted on PC so I could stream it, and I picked a nomad background, which is different. Like, you still run into Jackie, you just run into him in a different way depending on your origin story. But I've been playing Saints Row and really loving that, and it's a reboot. It's not like a continuation. It's still, again, language, etc. So if you're squeamish, or if you're like, "Ooh, that's so like weird," or I don't know, the humor has come along, but it's almost like Fallout, where the humor came forward with the times, but there's still some things where I'm like, did you have to go there?
Yeah.
But yeah, basically I've been doing all the violence, and both Brian and I have been playing the Division 2 again.
I haven't played that one.
If you like third-person shooters and just kind of turning your brain off and just shooting things in the street.
I just finished playing Mad Max. I really enjoyed that for the most part. I thought that
Is
was
that
pretty fun.
first or third person?
It's third person, like driver shooter. You know, it's Mad Max. You build your car, and yeah.
I think I have that. I haven't got very far.
It's kind of like Shadow over Mordor, or like Batman, where it's a lot of those fighting things where it's the pace of the fighting. It's like I'm blocking and now I'm fighting back. You know, like you're fighting a huge group of dudes and then you drive around. But yeah, it was fun.
And I'm just thinking of stuff I've watched people play in the last few days. Brian was having a very cozy witchy vibe today. With a demo, and then something called Wildflowers.
Wildflowers, our friend Amanda Troop is like one of the
voices. Yeah,
she does the main character, nice. I believe.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, I used to be in a musical improvised show, an improvised musical show with her called Fraudway. Fraudway. Yeah, because we made it up. We would get a suggestion, we would make up a musical. You know, it's really cool. Fun. She's great. I'm so glad to see she does a lot of voiceover stuff. Her voice is so cool too.
Yeah, she's got and she's so good with accents. It's one of those things that really annoys me.
Wow. Just let it all out. Just let it all out there.
When you're shitty at something and someone's so good at it, it just can be that way. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely.
But you're not supposed to say it out loud, Andrew.
You're not?
It's supposed to stay inside. At least not on the live stream.
You keep it on the inside.
I've got some whiskey going. Tanya, we're like 20 minutes over here.
We are.
I hate to ask you a question.
Sure.
Because we've been having a lot of fun. I just don't want to get serious on you here. I really apologize.
Go for it.
On this. You've had these nice 4 whiskeys here, and Joseph and I just we want to know, do you like whiskey?
I fucking love whiskey. I wouldn't be here if I didn't.
I had a suspicion.
There you go. That's our stupid format of the show. We really love you.
I love that you did confetti.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Joseph, thank you. Thad, thank you for being just excellent. We'll be back next week with my brother in Radium, British Columbia.
Yeah, and go watch Tanya stream.
Yes,
here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, check out her show.
Yeah, it might be on tomorrow. I don't know.
Thank you, everyone in the chat. It was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed having you here. It is, we love whiskey.
Yeah,
basically.
That's it. Is there anything else to the show? What else do we do at the end? I don't remember.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. Okay. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Gonna catch you.